There is a belief we've all been taught, passed down in kitchens and classrooms, in doctors' offices and diet books, that fruit is always good, a symbol of health, a gift from nature. Nature's candy, they call it. The one food we were always encouraged to reach for without guilt. A sweet companion on every wellness journey. Colorful, vibrant, alive. Sliced into yogurt, packed into lunch boxes, offered to guests as a sign of care. We see it in paintings, in gardens bathed in sunlight, in childhood memories, a bowl of apples on the table, a banana tucked into a lunchbox, a tall glass of orange juice catching morning light. Fruit has always meant vitality. It meant energy, refreshment, innocence. It was the food of summer picnics, the reward after school, the thing you could always say yes to. But after 60, the body begins to whisper a quieter truth. A truth not written on packaging labels. A truth we weren't taught, but must now learn to hear. The metabolism no longer burns as brightly. The digestive fire dims, once roaring, now a steady ember. Hormonal rhythms shift like tides, gently but unmistakably. The body we live in now is not the body we knew at 25 or even 45. Its needs are different, its messages more subtle, its boundaries more defined. This is not a story of fear. It is not a tale of deprivation. This is not a lecture on restriction or shame or rules. It is an invitation to listen with new ears, to look at old habits with gentle curiosity. Because what once brought clarity and comfort may now bring confusion, fatigue, and imbalance. The same fruit that once gave you wings may now weigh you down. The fruit didn't change, but you did. And that's not a problem. It's a path, a doorway into deeper understanding. So in this reflection, we'll explore 6 fruits, 3 to begin releasing, gently, without judgment, as you would let go of a coat that no longer fits, and 3 to embrace, not because they're trendy, but because they honor the rhythm of your changing body. Because health after 60 isn't about following what worked before, it's about listening to what works now. Let us begin, not with what's sweet, but with what silently sours your strength. Firstly, bananas, they are comforting, familiar, simple, soft. They carry a kind of emotional warmth, the fruit of care packages, school lunches, nursing homes. They're easy to peel, gentle on the stomach, and often the first fruit we're given as children, and one of the last we cling to in old age. They require no teeth, no preparation, no thought, just grab and go. They feel like nourishment, they feel safe. But beneath their creamy sweetness lies a sharper reality. As bananas ripen, they transform. What starts as a starchy fern fruit becomes a soft, sugar-rich dessert. Starch turns into fast-acting sugars, glucose, fructose, and sucrose. The texture may be appealing, but the chemistry becomes intense. These sugars enter the bloodstream rapidly, often faster than the body can comfortably process, especially in the morning when the system is still finding its rhythm. In a younger body, this sugar might be used up in bursts of movement, long walks, busy muscles. But in an aging body where insulin sensitivity tends to decline, this sugar can create turbulence. The spike is sharp, the crash inevitable. Energy may rise briefly, followed by brain fog, drowsiness, irritability. You may feel tired by mid-morning, confused about why you're yawning after breakfast. And over time, these daily sugar surges don't just cause fleeting fatigue. They build. They wear down your cell's ability to respond to insulin. They nudge you closer to insulin resistance, a quiet, creeping condition linked to weight gain, fatigue, inflammation, and even cognitive decline. In fact, research shows that chronic blood sugar imbalance can impair memory, slow down healing, and contribute to mood swings and sleep disturbances. Even one overripe banana, with its high glycemic load, can shape your entire day, not with vitality, but with fog. And yet, bananas are not villains, they're simply misunderstood. They are rich in potassium, which supports nerve and muscle health. They contain prebiotic fibers, which can nourish good gut bacteria when consumed in the right context. So, if you love bananas, don't despair. They can still have a place at your table, but with new awareness. Choose them green-tipped, firm, not spotted. A slightly underripe banana contains more resistant starch, slower to digest, gentler on blood sugar. Better yet, pair your banana with grounding companions, a hard-boiled egg, a few almonds, a spoonful of nut butter, or a bit of Greek yogurt. These proteins and fats slow the absorption of sugar, helping your body stay balanced and calm. Even the time of day matters. A banana eaten after exercise, when your body is more insulin sensitive, will land differently than one eaten on an empty stomach. Bananas are not the enemy. They are neutral, a mirror of how you eat them. But eaten mindlessly, on their own, when overripe or in excess, they can become a silent thief of energy.
Next, watermelon. Few things feel more innocent than a cold slice of watermelon. Especially on a warm afternoon, it's hydrating, juicy, and light. But watermelon, despite its name, is not just water. It sits high on the glycemic index, meaning it releases sugar into the blood rapidly. And when sugar enters too fast, the body scrambles to respond. Insulin surges, blood sugar rises, then plummets. This crash can bring on shakiness, mood swings, or sudden exhaustion. Watermelon's effects are even more pronounced in the evening. Eaten after 5 p.m. when the body is preparing to rest, its sugars can interfere with the natural production of melatonin. Sleep becomes shallow, muscle repair stalls. You may wake up feeling unrefreshed even after 8 hours in bed. This doesn't mean watermelon is bad, it means timing matters. Enjoy it sparingly, preferably earlier in the day, and always alongside something grounding like seeds, yogurt, or a handful of pistachios. The key is to treat watermelon as a delight, not a daily habit. Lastly, fruit juice. This one surprises many. Because we've been told for decades, start your day with a glass of orange juice. But let's pause and examine this ritual. Fruit juice is fruit. Without its fiber, no skins, no pulp, no resistance. And without fiber, sugar absorbs like lightning. In fact, 1 glass of orange juice contains the sugar of 4 to 6 oranges, but none of the fiber that slows digestion, none of the chewing that signals fullness. The liver, especially in aging bodies, can become overwhelmed. Instead of processing the sugar gradually, it gets flooded. This can trigger inflammation, increase fat storage, and weaken the body's natural insulin response. Even natural or freshly squeezed juices cause this same problem. Instead, return to whole fruit. Let your body work for it. Let your teeth, saliva, and stomach enzymes unfold the sweetness slowly. Whole fruit speaks the body's native language. Juice, that's a shout. And for those who struggle with morning energy, mood swings, or weight around the midsection, eliminating juice is often a turning point. So, what now? Do we avoid all fruit? Of course not. But we become more intentional, more curious, more aligned, because some fruits, especially after 60, don't just taste good, they actively support longevity. Let's meet 3 of them now. Firstly, blueberries. Small, modest, often overlooked, but inside, a powerhouse. They don't shout for attention, no thick peel, no strong perfume, just tiny, deep blue orbs, easy to miss, easy to underestimate, but within their skin lies one of nature's most concentrated gifts, polyphenols. Natural plant compounds that fight free radicals, the unstable molecules that damage cells and speed up the aging process. Blueberries are one of nature's richest sources of these compounds. And oxidative stress, the damage caused by free radicals, is no small matter, especially after 60. It accelerates aging, it fogs memory, it stiffens joints, it dulls the skin and slows the recovery of tissues. But just half a cup of blueberries a day can help protect against this slow erosion. They don't just contain antioxidants, they are an antidote to inflammation, to cognitive decline, to sluggish circulation. Blueberries have been studied for their ability to improve brain function and mental clarity, reduce markers of inflammation in the blood, protect against cardiovascular disease, support a healthy gut microbiome, even improve balance and coordination in older adults. While blueberries, smaller, darker, and more intense, contain even higher levels of antioxidants. If you find them, choose them. If not, don't worry. Frozen blueberries are just as powerful, sometimes more so, because they're picked at peak ripeness, then frozen immediately to preserve their nutrients. They are versatile. Add them to warm oats in the morning, let them melt into a swirl of purple, blend them into a smoothie with greens and flax, toss a handful onto Greek yogurt, or simply eat them as they are, slowly, mindfully, like little blue pills of healing. Let them be part of your morning, your mid-afternoon, or even your dessert. Their benefits extend beyond the brain. They support the lining of blood vessels, helping regulate blood pressure. They protect eye health, particularly the macula, which is crucial for reading, driving, and recognizing the faces of those you love. Their pigments, called anthocyanins, are what give them their deep royal blue color. But more than color, they bring life to your cells. Make blueberries part of your rhythm. Let them become a ritual, a gentle daily reminder that healing doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes it's just a bowl of berries. Let them meet your body where it is now, with kindness, with wisdom, with quiet strength. Because after 60, every bite matters, and blueberries are a bite worth repeating. Next, papaya, ripe and soft. Papaya is one of the gentlest gifts for the aging gut. Inside its sunset-colored flesh is an enzyme called papain, a natural digestive aid that breaks down protein and soothes inflammation. For those who feel bloated after meals, experience irregular digestion, or notice food sitting heavily in the belly, papaya can be a balm. It's also high in vitamin C and beta-carotene, important for immune function and skin resilience. Unlike citrus, papaya is low acid. It doesn't irritate the stomach lining. It doesn't spark reflux. It moves gently, like water over smooth stones. Enjoy it ripe. A few soft slices, perhaps with a squeeze of lime or a sprinkle of chia for fiber. Let it be part of a breakfast that nourishes rather than rushes. Papaya is not loud, it's not flashy, but it is healing. And lastly, stewed apples. We think of apples as crisp, raw, on the go, but for older digestion, raw apples, especially the skins, can be hard to break down. They ferment, cause gas, or move too quickly, but when gently stewed, with water, warmth, and a little time, apples become something different. Stewed apples release pectin, a soluble fiber that feeds the gut microbiome, supports regularity, and calms inflammation in the colon. In Ayurvedic tradition, stewed apples are medicine. Eaten warm in the morning, they awaken digestion without overwhelming it. Add cinnamon for blood sugar stability, a clove or sliver of ginger for circulation. This is not just food, it is care, a quiet ritual of grounding, one that supports bowel health, liver health, and even mood. Let a single stewed apple be your morning anchor, softened, spiced, healing. So let's return to the question, is fruit healthy? The better question is this fruit still healthy for me? Bananas, watermelon, juice, they served you once. And they may still have a place, but not without pause. Blueberries nourish the mind, papaya soothes the gut, stewed apples restore and reset the digestive fire. This is not about cutting out sweetness. It's about choosing sweetness that supports your whole being. Because aging is not a decline. It is a refinement, a return, not to youth, but to wisdom, to intuition, to foods that love you back. Let your fruit be part of that return. A return not just to nourishment, but to a deeper relationship with what you eat. Let it be intentional, not automatic. Let it be slow, not rushed. Let it be something you feel, not just consume. Feel it in your clarity, feel it in your stamina, feel it in the way you carry your days. With more ease, more focus, and a sense that your food is finally working with you, not against you.
There is a kind of forgetting that doesn't begin in the mind. It begins in the body. The slow fade of energy, the wandering thoughts, the heartbeat that skips, not from love, but from fatigue. For many over 60, these changes come gently, not as a crash, but as a soft unraveling. You feel fine until you don't. And while you may search for reasons, age, stress, time, the cause is often smaller, quieter, something as simple as the handful of nuts you reach for each day. Because not all nuts are the same. Some protect your brain and support your heart like old friends. Others, though they may taste good, quietly inflame, confuse, and tighten what should stay open. Today we invite you to look again, to question what's in your pantry, and to replace what weakens with what strengthens. This is not restriction, it's permission to choose wisely and to return to clarity. Let us begin. We've been told that nuts are healthy, that any nut is better than none, that they're full of good fats. And while that's partly true, the deeper truth is this: the way a nut is processed changes its nature. Salt, sugar, oils, high heat, these additions, often used to extend shelf life or make snacks addictive, turn something healing into something harmful, especially for older adults. Because your arteries are not as elastic as they once were. Your brain cells need more nourishment, not less. And the inflammation that once passed unnoticed now leaves behind stiffness, brain fog, and silent pressure in the chest. So here are 4 nuts you must avoid, especially after 60.
Firstly, salted, roasted peanuts. Peanuts are not true nuts. They're legumes, grown underground, not on trees. But more importantly, the peanuts most people snack on aren't simple whole foods. They're often heavily salted, deep roasted, and processed in industrial scale batches. The problem starts with the roasting process. Roasting at high temperatures creates acrylamides, compounds known to contribute to oxidative stress, a force that damages cells, breaks down tissues, and quietly accelerates aging from the inside out. But there's another hidden danger: aflatoxins. These naturally occurring molds thrive on peanuts, especially when stored in warm or humid environments. And while invisible to the eye, they can do real harm, damaging the liver, disrupting detox pathways, and feeding systemic inflammation. Add to that the salt, usually refined iodine-stripped table salt, and suddenly a handful of peanuts becomes a cocktail of high sodium and hidden toxicity. Every bite drives blood pressure higher, tightening arteries, straining the heart, and challenging a cardiovascular system that may already be under stress after 60. If you still enjoy peanuts, choose them raw or dry roasted, unsalted, and in small amounts. Better yet, rotate in true nuts like walnuts or macadamias, which offer more heart-healthy fats and fewer of the risks that hide in peanuts. Next, candy pecans. They look festive, they crunch sweet, a holiday favorite, a salad topping, a gift. But candy pecans are more dessert than nourishment. They're often drenched in refined sugar, the kind that bypasses your body's natural defenses. Many versions also contain butter flavorings, corn syrup, or synthetic sweeteners designed to trick your taste buds and your metabolism. Sugar is the true villain of brain health, not fat, not salt, but sugar. It spikes insulin levels quickly, triggering a cascade of blood sugar highs and lows that leave you jittery, then exhausted. It also feeds chronic inflammation, the silent root of most degenerative diseases, including Alzheimer's and heart disease. In the brain, sugar-starved neurons begin to misfire, cognitive sharpness dulls, sleep becomes fragmented, and memory lapses begin to feel like inevitable aging, when in truth, they may be a chemical storm caused by something as small as a sweet-coated pecan. One serving can contain several teaspoons of sugar without the fiber or fat to soften its impact. And the result is not just a sugar crash, but inflammation that lingers long after the sweetness fades. If you love pecans, enjoy them raw
or lightly toasted, paired with cinnamon or a drizzle of honey, where the sweetness comes from tradition, not chemistry. Thirdly, vegetable oil roasted cashews. Cashews themselves are creamy, rich, and mineral dense, a good source of magnesium, zinc, and heart-healthy fats. But once they're tossed into industrial roasting vats, soaked in vegetable oils like canola, sunflower, or soybean oil, the damage begins. Not in the mouth, but at the cellular level. These seed oils are unstable. They oxidize quickly under heat, producing toxic byproducts, lipid peroxides and aldehydes, which enter the bloodstream and age the body silently. They damage the lining of blood vessels, promote arterial stiffness, and can cross the blood-brain barrier where they trigger neuroinflammation. And it doesn't end there. Many store-bought roasted cashews are also laced with preservatives, anti-caking agents, and synthetic shelf stabilizers, all of which disrupt gut flora and interfere with the microbiome's role in hormone production, immune function, and mood regulation. You may not feel the harm in one sitting, but over time, these oils and additives build up like sediment in a stream, slowing your body's natural flow. If you enjoy cashews, choose raw or air-roasted options without oil, salt, or additives. Eat them slowly, pair with real food, let them nourish, not burden. And lastly, flavored almonds, smokehouse BBQ, wasabi. They sound gourmet, they smell irresistible, they sit in shiny packages with bold promises, but what's inside is often more chemistry than nutrition. Flavored almonds are typically coated with a slurry of artificial seasonings, including MSG derivatives like yeast extract and disodium inosinate, which stimulate the nervous system artificially. They don't just add flavor, they excite neurons. They override your natural satiety cues, tricking the brain into craving more long after your hunger is gone. This constant overstimulation takes a toll. The adrenal glands, responsible for energy, stress balance, and hormonal health, become overworked. You may feel anxious, wired, jittery, and then suddenly exhausted. The highs and lows may seem emotional or hormonal, but often they're dietary, rooted in repeated microdoses of synthetic stimulants masquerading as flavor. And let's not forget the colorings, binders, and anti-caking agents that come with those spice blends, all of which can irritate the gut lining, disrupt mood, and trigger food sensitivities. Over time, these flavored almonds do more than confuse your palate, they confuse your whole system. Choose plain, raw, or dry roasted almonds. Add your own herbs, your own sea salt. Reclaim flavor as something real, not engineered. The real danger: you don't feel these things after one bite, you feel them weeks later. When your sleep turns restless, your memory gets hazy, your chest feels heavier, your legs less steady. So the question becomes, are your snacks feeding your future or stealing it? The solution isn't fear, it's awareness. Because the body doesn't need perfection, it needs presence, and presence begins by replacing the harmful with the healing. Let's meet the 4 nuts your body remembers, the ones your heart trusts, the ones your brain calls home. Firstly, walnuts, the brain's mirror. Look at a walnut. Its shape mimics the human brain, folds and all. This isn't just poetic. Walnuts are rich in ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that reduces brain inflammation, improves blood flow to the brain, and protects against cognitive decline. One study found that adults who consumed walnuts regularly performed better on memory tests and had less anxiety than those who didn't. They also lower LDL, bad cholesterol, protect arteries, and offer antioxidants like ellagic acid to fight cellular damage. How to use: soak overnight and eat raw, add to warm oatmeal, or crush over steamed vegetables. Next, Brazil nuts, the hormonal stabilizer. Just one Brazil nut offers over 100% of your daily selenium, a mineral essential for thyroid health, hormone balance, and antioxidant defense. Selenium is vital for glutathione production, your body's master detoxifier, especially crucial as we age. It also protects the brain from oxidative stress and improves mood, reducing the risk of depression. How to use. Eat 1 to 2 raw daily, not more. Excess selenium can be harmful. You can also chop and mix into warm quinoa or yogurt. Thirdly, macadamia nuts, the heart softener. Macadamias are low in omega-6s and high in monounsaturated fats, the same fats found in olive oil. They help lower LDL, increase HDL, and support better heart rhythm and vascular function. Their creamy texture and slow digesting nature make them perfect for stable energy and blood sugar balance, which keeps the brain fed steadily. How to use. Eat raw or lightly roasted at home. Blend into smoothies. Crush into a paste with a pinch of sea salt. And lastly, pistachios, the circulation supporter. Pistachios contain lutein, anthocyanins, and B6, all crucial for nervous system regulation and cognitive function. They also support vascular health, helping arteries stay relaxed and oxygen-rich blood reach your brain. In one study, participants who ate pistachios daily had lower blood pressure and improved blood vessel response. How to use. Eat raw or lightly toasted, mix into rice dishes, or pair with fresh fruit for an afternoon lift.
I remember Mr. Tanaka, 82, quiet as autumn leaves. Always wore a brown hat tilted just slightly to the right. He'd come into my clinic with calm footsteps, hands folded, and eyes that carried years. He came to me with a simple frustration. I keep losing my train of thought. His words weren't panicked, just puzzled, like a man standing in a familiar room that suddenly felt strange. We walked through his day gently, like walking a garden path. He ate good meals, rice, fish, vegetables. He took daily walks, rain or shine. He read the newspaper, said hello to neighbors, watered his bonsai. But every afternoon, a bowl sat by his recliner. A mix of honey-roasted peanuts and barbecue almonds. He thought they were better than chips, healthier than cake, and yes, in some ways they were, but not better than real nourishment, not better than something alive, something that listens back. So we replaced that bowl with a new one, not out of restriction, but out of reverence. A quiet ritual shaped with care. 2 Brazil nuts for selenium and strength, 6 soaked walnuts for the brain and its folds, 5 macadamias, soft, buttery, rich and calm, a few crushed pistachios, green as spring, sprinkled with cinnamon for warmth and blood flow, no salt, no sugar, just breath, just intention. He placed them in a small ceramic bowl made by his granddaughter. He ate them slowly, no TV this time, just soft flute music and a little sunlight touching his floor. It became a pause, a moment to be with himself, not just his hunger. And in 4 weeks, he called me smiling through the phone. I remembered where I left my keys, he said, and I remembered my wife's story before she finished it. He chuckled softly. I haven't done that in years. Because memory is not only what we store, it's how we treat ourselves. It's the rituals we honor, the inflammation we soothe, the silence we give our nervous system to breathe. Healing, especially after 60, doesn't always come in pills. Sometimes it arrives in tiny bowls. Make it beautiful, make it yours. Place your chosen nuts in a small wooden or ceramic bowl. Let it feel personal, like you're preparing something sacred, not casual. Soak them overnight if possible. It softens the phytic acid and awakens their life force. What does that mean? It means these little seeds remember how to grow, and that memory supports yours. Chew slowly, at least 20 chews per bite. Let the oils release. Let the body know food is coming. Eat with tea, ginger, tulsi, rooibos, or green. They pair beautifully, each offering their own medicine. Take it near a window, on a quiet bench, on your stoop in the morning sun. Enjoy them mid-morning or late afternoon when blood sugar gently dips and your mind asks for clarity. Let this be more than a snack. Let it be a message, a conversation with yourselves. Avoid eating them late at night. Your body isn't asking for stimulation then. Enjoy them mid-morning or late afternoon when blood sugar gently dips and your mind asks for clarity. Let this be more than a snack.
let it be a message, a conversation with your cells. Say it even silently. I want to remember. I want to protect my heart. I want to feel like myself again. I am still listening. And your body, still wise, still willing, just might whisper back, so am I. Aging is not a loss, it's a refinement. And what you eat now refines how you think, how you feel, how you love. Don't let the food industry trick you with noise. Don't let shiny packages drown your clarity. Choose real, choose raw, choose nuts that still remember what it means to nourish. Peanuts, let them go. Flavored almonds, release them. Your body is not a machine, it's a garden. Feed it wisely and watch it bloom again, not with youth, but with wisdom. Because healing isn't about going back, it's about moving forward, with softness, with strength, and with full memory. Begin again with one small bowl.